Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy, Allan here with Adventurous Stampin, and today it's all about gnomes, all about having fun, and it's about assembly. If you haven't seen, we're working on making up to 300 cards, hopefully with your help, and 2 sets there to go to the Children's Hospital. There's actually a children's nonprofit that distributes through the hospitals throughout the United States, including St. Jude's and some other well-known hospitals as well for children. So it's all about for us right now making some Thanksgiving cards, fall cards, and Halloween cards. So with that, let's go down to the hands and let's get started, and I'll show you what we got going. Alright, so lots of times people ask me, how do I come up with an idea? And they act like, you have to reinvent the wheel. I have to, just always create. Well, lots of times I don't. I get inspired. And this is a mitt that I just recently bought because everything out there for Halloween. But see, I'm inspired by this. So this will give me some inspiration of something I've done before. It's going to inspire what I do today. All right? But I just want to show you there's things around you that can inspire you, right? So we all know how to create. We might have just forgotten it from kindergarten days when we colored and so forth. But this is what we're using today. And we're going to use some of the stamping and the phrases. I'm not stamping those, but we're using a lot of the die cuts, okay? So somebody asked me if I could do a thing on die cuts and how I do this stuff. And we will. We will do that on a Friday. We're going to call it, Friday feature or feature Friday, whatever you want to call it. Either one. Okay, so we're going to start off simple, right, with normally what we've done. So this is basically die cuts out of paper. It's already done, so I didn't have to do anything with it. And we're just going to make our simple 3x3 card. And the reason I told you that assembly is required today, because most of the stuff we're going to do is just going to be assembling. The only stamping we're really going to do is just the tags itself, right? So that's why I put just assembly required, because when we go to make the gnomes themselves, and I'll show you at the end also one that we're going to have in our upcoming retreat as well. I'll give you a sneak peek. Just what's right here. But you're going to see that the gnomes, if you want to sit there and die cut them out, you can do a lot of cute things. This is all we're really going to do with this one. We're going to sit there and stamp our message. And I just coordinated the color with the color on the paper is all I've done. I could just as easily do it in black or any other color. And I'm just going to do warm wishes, okay? Because I've got a lot of friends right now that just need a lot of warm wishes, just need a little loving on them. And that's what we're going to do, okay? So we're just going to stamp that. We'll put this aside. And we're going to clean this off. And then we'll be ready, really, to go to our next one, okay? We're just going to just cut the tag down. I'm not doing anything fancy with the tag. I can put some bling on there, so I brought some bling to do that with. But let's just keep it simple. Now, just to show you, when I tell you we're making things for the holidays, if you missed out, here's some ones we already did for the kids. You'll see me use some of this stuff today. Not most of it not, because we did that the other day, and we're trying to focus on the older kids right now. But, right now, there's just a lot of people that could stand some warm wishes, whether they're in the hospital or not. And I'm just going to trim this down. So I just got a white scrap of paper. I always have white scrap of paper, right? Seems like it. And I'm just going to trim it down. You can trim it down as close as you want to those letters as you want. And then I'll just put it on with some smaller dimensionals, because I could have just taped down. If I wanted to, I could have used my tape, to sit there and get the mushroom down, but I didn't want to. I did it with dimensionals. And I'm just going to get this small as I can get it. Why? Because I want to be able to see the mushroom, because it's so cute, it's so warm and inviting. And then that's all I have to do with this, right? I'm just going to add the tag. I can add it to the top or bottom. Oh, hello, Jennifer. Yes, by all means, be sure if you're out there to say hello, okay? Now, I can put a larger dimensional up here, but it's going to be wider than that. So I'm just going to sit there and clip this off here. And I can use a glue dot. Yes, if you guys missed out on last Friday when we did Zoe Teach Me Nana, we're actually going to give away, we actually did everybody that posted on that will get in a drawing that we will announce who those winners are this Friday. So that was from Teach Me Nana on Friday, where we were doing alternative number 2 for the sweet sunflowers. In case you want to make a comment on YouTube, that's perfectly fine. Between that and Facebook, either or. So I'm just going to put this at the bottom, okay? Really don't want to take away from a mushroom. I really like this whole door welcoming thing. Now, can we put bling on here? Absolutely. And we brought some bling. I've got this bling here. It looks nice with it. And I'll just show you. I want to get on to the next card because the third card has the most assembly. So these all have sparkle and they really coordinate nice with that. In fact, all those do. Okay, so let me just pick one from here. I'm just going to pick this color here because to me it just goes real nice and easy with this, right? So we can just put some bling here. Oops, that stuck to me. It's okay, I'll get another one and stick it down again. Alright, so we can bling it up, right? That's all we can do is add a little bling, and that just makes a spice of life. And we could just as easily get our Wink of Stella out. And there you go, we got a cute little 3x3 card. Yes, we'll have to do the inside, but we're going to get the outside done, right? I always save it because I'm not sure specifically who I'm giving it to. This particular case is going to go to the Children's Hospital or to the Children Nonprofit that'll get to it. But there you go. There's number 1. Nice and simple, and we die cut that now. All right, let's go to number 2. All right, so number 2 is going to have some assembly required. Again, here's our gnome. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put the gnome together first so the glue can start drying. And I'm going to put the nose on first because for me that's just easier. I got a nice, in case you can't see it, the die cut out there. See, so it shows you where you're going to put the nose. And it's also going to show you how the hat's going to land. And I might have to get somebody to get me some water because I'm telling you what, my throat is already dry from working with paper. Alright, I might put a little bit too much there, and if so, I'm either going to do it that way or you've known me to do it like that before, and I just put it on my silicone mat, smear my finger across there, and clean that up later. Alright, you might see me do it a lot on this one because we're going to assemble, right? It's all about assembling on this one. It's not rocket science because the nose is already die cut for you, okay? And then, and the other thing is we can also make these legs wiggle. We're not going to make them wiggle today, but I am going to do it when I sit up there and show you some other stuff on Friday, how we make those feet wiggle, alright? Alright, and so the feet can go either way, right? So my feet can either go, I can put them as low as I want, or I can put this as low as I want, right? So I'm just going to do this one a little bit taller, right? So if I do that, then I just have to put glue on the edge of the beard there, and that's it. Alright, and that'll take care of that. Actually on both. And that's all I'm going to do. It'll be there, and then I can use dimensionals once it dries, right? That's right. So once it dries, it's got to dry though first. I moved something the other day and it wasn't dry yet, and I found out quickly it wasn't dry. So I'm just going to set this here on one of my blocks here and let it dry a moment. And we're going to go ahead and get this assembled over here. We're going to put ribbon on here. It's just getting the whole harvest so I can make it into the Thanksgiving card easily. So we're just going to take our glue dots and we're going to glue the ribbon down. We're just going to put this is, you all know what this is old olive ribbon. I'm creating a mess here. And I have to clean up my own mess, right? So, there you go. So if you make a mess, you got to clean up your own mess. Nobody's going to come magically do it for you. So, just keep that in mind. Alright, now so this here is actually, I already pre-embossed this. This is with a wood grain. I just wanted to give it a little bit different texture so everything didn't look so flat. So really, a lot of times when we do the embossing, it's right, we don't want everything to look so flat. Sometimes everything just looks flat. And, if I'd done this on just plain paper or nothing with any other design like I have, then it just sort of looked on the flat side. So that's why we did it. Okay, so I've got that down. Let's snip that off. Alright, and we'll put that ribbon out of the way. Okay, so now we're just going to put this up on dimensionals, okay? Now give us our height and depth. Now in this one, I went ahead and I just gave the brown on the side. I could have easily cut the top down and, you know, so that we had the early espresso colors is called. We could have had it all the way around, but I didn't want that. I just wanted it on each of the edges right there, right? Because I got myself options here. I could easily turn it this way and make the card going like this. I could just as easily leave it like I got it, which I am. And if I really want the other, I can come back later at another time without being live, and I'll make the other card. So that's what I do when I can't decide and I like both. I'll just go back later and make another one. I just won't do it necessarily live, right? Okay, so yeah, so when you do, so you see that the paper sort of distorts or warps a little there when you sit there, especially on this one, because it's really heavily embossed there to get the tree look, bark look, all that detail. But that's okay, right? Because we're just putting this on with dimensionals and it doesn't matter. You're going to give this to somebody and make their day. In this particular case, this is much I can go to some older kids. So, you know, when we make cards like we are right now for the organization, we're just going to put these guys right here, right? So, you know, we take a look at both things. It's not just children, the little bitty kids. You know, if you think of children coming all ages and size, right? Everything from infants, which we're not going to most try to get a card, to you got your 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds. So it's not, you know, it's not limited. When you talk about children in the hospital, you know, they all fit in that category. You even got some preteens and teens. So we're trying to make a variety. So that's what we're doing here, is we're just trying to make a variety. Something for the holidays that we can give them. For Thanksgiving, and like I said, and we'll have some for Halloween as well too. So, you know, if you want to join in, just message me. We've already got some folks messaging, and we'll send you the details, because you know, every nonprofit you work with has their guidelines, right? So this is no different. They have their guidelines of what you can say, not say, and I don't think there's anything else. I think it's mainly that. You know, it's just things for you to think of when people are, especially children, are in the hospital. Okay, so I'm putting this here, and then I'm going to stamp this, "You Know Me So Well." And again, I'm just going to sit there, see if I can do it on this one or not. Yes, it'll fit. So wasn't sure. We're going to stamp this. Now, the only thing I'm going to do it a little bit differently like this, that's going to be a little bit more fun, is I'm actually going to put some little rocks on here so it looks like a little stone walkway going from where the gnome is to the mushroom house. I'm looking for my cleaner here. Okay, right? Because it's just about having fun. And that's what this is about. This is "You Know Me So Well." And we're going to say Happy Thanksgiving on the inside. So a lot of times we can do the stuff on the outside and turn around and do the stuff on the inside. So again, we're just going to trim this off. Nothing super fancy, right? We're just trimming it off. And it fits in there really nice. And we can tuck it right behind here. It doesn't have to be standing up. But what I wanted to do down here is to put these little rocks. Let me show you these rocks. They're just pretty and they go with it really nice. And you can mix them up, right? You don't have to, it's nothing perfect about them. We're just going to put some little rocks down here, like it's just a little rock pathway. You might even have one in your yard. I don't have a rock pathway in my yard, but you know, it's one of those things a lot of people do, right? So it's just taking those rocks and making them blend. I got plenty of rocks here. Let me get something, get my tool here to help me get these off. For whatever reason, there we go. So I'm just going to create a rock path, right? And it can be as big as you want it. It can be as small as you want it. I'm not sure. Okay, today's Wednesday, so it's hump day. So everything's supposed to be like, right? Starting getting smoothed out. And I'm just going to throw these rocks out there. No particular pattern, right? Because if you had a rock path, there's no particular pattern. Or mine aren't anyway, the ones I've seen. my neighborhood. If you're telling me my neighbors are slacking, let me know, and I'll let them know, maybe. Just depends on the day of the week, right? Okay, let's put that right there. And I'm just going to put a smaller one here, right? And then we'll put one more brown one there, and we'll be done. And we'll have just like a small little rock path there that we've made with our gnome. Just gives a very homey, right? Gives it just a very homey, warm look. Nothing really spectacular or shining. We're not going to win any kind of art award or anything, right? We're not trying for that. We're just trying to make something that's fun and cute for somebody that we can send in the hospital. Some children, older children most probably, because we've got some ones I showed you briefly that we did for the younger children. Alright, so we just got some rocks. We can keep on adding rocks, but I'm going to stop here because I don't need to keep on adding rocks for you. Alright, just gives you the idea, right? We're just doing a nice little path. Let me get that on there. This one I am just going to put tape on it because I really don't need any height. I want my mushroom here, my mushroom house, which looks very cute and woodsy and fallish. And we just want to be inspiring, right? Just inspiring, make somebody's day, touch their life. Okay, so there we go. So there is number 2. All right, let's go to number 3. 3 is going to definitely be more assembly and more challenging. Okay, this is one we made at the last retreat back in July. So I'm actually taking some of this and I'm going to cut some of it out. And we're going to do something with the gnomes, okay? So, I was inspired by that. And I was inspired by what I already showed you with it was a mitt, but it also had a matching thing. So, see, this is nice about the die cuts, because look at these hats I cut out. I cut out different beards, right? I don't have to have the same beard. And this one here, we're actually going to color purple with a sponge. Let me go ahead and get that done and make a mess with my sponge. So, we're going to be assembling the gnomes, alright? It's all about the gnomes. So, all I'm going to do is take my sponge, give me some purple here, because I really couldn't find what I was looking for, just straight. And I thought, you know what? I came up with something purple, and then after I did it, I'm thinking, I don't like it. And I think, I want it more fun, right? I want it to be fun. It's all about the kids. We want it to be fun. So, this is what's fun about this one, because we can do all kinds of fun things for Halloween, right? So let me take some of this out. We're not going to use all of this. Some of it we will, some of it we won't. I stamped out more feet than I needed. That's just because I wanted to show you can do so many things, right? This one was originally we did this as a penguin, which is just as fun. The Happy Halloween out of the way. And we're going to do maybe something with those. We don't need this right now. We don't need this. We just need this. Okay. Whoop, whoop. I'm looking for my moon. Okay, so this is what we have, and let me go ahead and get some guys assembled here. Guys, girls, I don't think it really matters. You know what? I figured one could have at least a black beard, right? Why not? Okay, so these can be done in any combination, but we still got to assemble them, right? Okay, so we can mix and match them around. So that's why I've sort of got them out here already, because so that we can see how we want to mix and match them. I definitely got different color feet that we can do. I did the green there. I think I'm going to do, leave the black there. We'll put this here. Sort of like cutting out paper. Ooh, might be some purple feet. Let's do some purple feet. Right? It's all about having fun. It's all for the kids. So that's what you have to keep in mind. It's not about what you like. It is partially what you like, but right is thinking about, okay, you know that it's going to go to a kid, right? So that's the most important thing, is it's going to go to a kid. Give that one a yellow nose, and you know, and they're in the hospital, so we want to make it fun, right? We want to make it fun, because we don't know how long people are going to be in the hospital. And so we just want to make it as fun and pleasant as they can for them. You know, I could go with a purple nose. I could easily, the green's going to be too much for me. Might be okay with you, but it's not for me. And I could go out there with this color. So I'm thinking that's not nearly as fun. Alright. As my 5.5-year-old granddaughter says, Nana, you just don't do it spooky and scary enough. And that is most probably true. I try to do things fun. She always asks for Aunt Jennifer. Alright, so I'm going to leave that there because I like a black beard. I think it looks pretty nice. Reminds me more of a pirate than anything else, which will make some people happy. Okay, so let's get these guys assembled. I'm just, like I said, just like we did a minute ago, I'm going to get the noses on first. Right, because it's Halloween, we can do whatever we want, right? I'm going to add some sparkle with some washi tape. We're going to have some spiders coming down. I've already envisioned that, so I know it's going to happen. And let's see what else. We can just do about just anything else we want. We'll see, right? We have allow us 30 minutes, so try to stay with that. So if that's the case, we still have 9 minutes, right? Just sit there and put as many spiders or anything else that we want on here. And again, this one's a little bit harder because it's the black, but just get it in good lighting and you'll be able to see where that nose goes. Alright? Okay, so we're going to do the hats the same way we did a minute ago. We're just coming down here. Actually, it's just as easy. Just flipping that over, but nope, I like this one better. Okay, so it's just as easy. Come right here. You put it right on the edge here because that's exactly where you're going to be, right? You're going to be at the tip of the nose there. So there goes number 1. You know, and if you wanted these to be arms as well, you could. The little circles here, if you want to stick them out and make them little hands, you could do that. There's so many things. Like I said, when we get through, I'll show you something we're doing for the upcoming retreat on October 29th. That's with the gnomes as well, too. So I really like these because there's just so many things you can do with it, right? I'm thinking of the bottle punch too. I'm thinking, man, that would even be cute with the bottle punch for New Year's. Having the gnome with the bottle filled up with shaker stuff, ready for the new year. Oh yeah, look how that's looking. Oh yeah, I like that. So see, when you lay it down, sometimes you're like, I'm not sure. Okay, but it's coming out better than I envisioned. How about that? You know, you can only vision so much. I have to have it, that sounds like right practically done in front of me. Alright, and I'm just going to do like I did a while ago, okay? I can make them as tall or short as I want to. Let me put this on my block again to dry. And we'll get this guy taken care of. Yeah, I wanted the purple pants. I'm not a purple person, but you know what? With the right combo of stuff for Halloween, I could do it, right? So, like I said, you can make these as tall or short as you want them. And I'll just put some on my ink spot for the moment, let it dry. Because I don't have silicone to cover this whole thing. So I just wanted to just go in glass or something else. I can clean it off easily. And it's not going to stick to everything I already got down. Alright. So it just gives them look nice and different. Alright, so I'm going to set these guys aside a second. Leave that going right there while we do this here. Now this here is how we did it originally. Like I said, at the July retreat when we did it with the penguin. So I'm going to change it. And we also had some silver, beautiful silver ribbon that I really like. So I'm going to change this up in the aspect that I'm going to come. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to just come and I'm just going to trim around here. Okay. Now, if I remember the towel had trees. Now I could have made some spooky looking trees, but I'm going to do it with this here because I think this is spooky enough. And I'm just going to cut around some of this, okay? And you know, if it's still not like the shape you want it, you can still work with it, right? Now, so see up here, I don't really have a lot of shape, okay? So I'm just going to have to wing it, right? And I'm just going to wing it by just sort of wiggling my scissors around and just believing it's going to give me some shape. Because you know what? Really and truly, if you go outside and look at the leaves on your tree or anything else, you know, every leaf is different, right? They're similar. They're all different, you know? And the thing is, if I still don't like it here, I can just go and cut some more. So there you go. So it's like in the, its leaves are all about in the breeze, right? So when it's breezy outside, they sort of just fluff. For us right now, we got butterflies. So the butterflies are landing on the trees and having a nice time. All right. So for me, okay, still not exactly like I wanted it. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to keep on cutting, okay? Because I want to be able to get my gnomes in here. And when we decide these trees don't really work with those gnomes like I wanted it to in that picture that we saw on the towel that I bought. So if it doesn't, guess what? I can just toss it and we don't even have to do it, okay? That's the one thing about when you create, you can do whatever you want because it's your creation, right? So just create. I don't let the sauce, to me that's the small stuff. Because I assure you, whoever's in the hospital is going to be so glad to receive something that somebody even thought of them, okay? I mean, I go and work with seniors, and the same thing, they're just so grateful that somebody thought of them, brought them something, and that's it, it's making their day, knowing that somebody's thinking about them. They know their family's thinking about them, right? But it's, it's the fact that somebody else also, I mean, I know I've had my children in the hospital through time when they were kids, especially one child. And, they were always excited when somebody came to visit them because it's like so-and-so came to visit me. And that's what it's about. Or I got a card and, it's just the fact that somebody thought of them outside of their normal spectrum of family and so forth and all. You may be amazed. Okay. Alright, I think I've got it where I'm going right now. Let's see how we're going to like it with the gnomes. Alright, so we already know this is going to be the background. Alright, so I've got some trees going here. Now let's see, my gnomes, see this is what I wasn't sure about. My gnomes might actually be taller than my trees. Oh my gosh. And they are. Okay. I wasn't sure, I didn't really test it out per se because I was like, I wanted my trees. Alright, now I wanted my 3 gnomes, so I could just as easily do this in slimline. So this isn't going to exactly work how I thought it was, okay? But that's okay, we're still going to work with it. We're not going to get upset, we're not going to sweat the small stuff, right? Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually cut these trees because they're not working in. And I'm going to have some trees, so that's that. We already know that. So I'm just now going to cut some more, okay? So this is what you get into sometimes as you're creating. And it's small stuff, okay? So now then, I can just as easily cut these apart, stick them in here any way I want, right? And that's what I'm going to do. Let's see what's going to work for us. And as a result now, I can actually do some other things as well too. So, I got these branches here. They're actually trees that I've just sort of cut off. And we're just going to stick them in here, okay? And make them as background. Since they didn't work out the way I wanted them, but I still want them. Okay, because we can trim all this off at the end, right? So it's not like it's all stuck there. We can stick them in here and put these all in the background. Because the limbs and trees are always all over the place, right? Okay, let me just trim this down a little bit here. But yeah, if you're out there, say hello. We do always like to enter people in our, whether we do a weekly drawing or a monthly drawing. We always enjoy adding people. So I would just add it. So we're just going to add these here. And I actually have a moon to add, but it may be too much now. Because see, the gnomes are so big. So I'm just going to take this here and I'm just going to put it aside. We don't need the moon anymore. But we can definitely, I can tell you what we can do right now though. We're going to leave our trees here for the moment, but one thing I know the kids always like, boys and the girls, because they just think it's so funny, and that is these little spiders. So I'm going to stamp some spiders on here, and this is actually in another set. This is in the Cottage Wreath set, and I'm just going to stamp these on. I just didn't have black with me, so I just grabbed my paper pumpkin stuff. And I'm just going to stamp some spiders here. Because I know a special peep that would like these little spiders coming down. And we're going to do that. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and move this out of the way. 1, 2, we're going to get 3 in here. Okay, we can get 3 of those spiders. The gnomes can crowd together. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We're still going to put the limbs there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this black washi tape and I'm just going to give it a little sparkle by sitting there and making a thin little stream as soon as I can find the end. See, that's the one thing when I cleaned up and picked up. There we go. I did that and I made sure. So I don't need it very long, right? I just need a little piece right here. And I can always put some down at the bottom. This actually came in green, purple, orange. Yeah, so I could do any of these. But with this one right here, I'm going to do in black. Because it just goes along with spiders. And I know the kiddos will like it. Because if my grandkids like it, they like everything that's spooky, scary, and fun, then I know other kids will like it too, right? So that's sort of your test guide. So, and this is real easy to pull up. I just actually put that down, and actually that's easier to pull up than anything we have. So I'm just putting it down here, and just making a straight line up here, okay? And this washi tape is nice because it doesn't tear the paper. It's very nice and actually very generous to you when you make a mistake or anything else. So, that's my 2 cents on this. So this is just washi tape that we had in our mini catalog that I saved for doing Halloween stuff. So the kids at the hospital are going to get to benefit from me getting this washi tape. So, you know, it doesn't have to exactly meet with it either, right? You ever see a spider web, it's like, ugh. But they're out there right now. I have a friend that posted one the other day. It was garden spider, but still, it had a nice big web and everything. Alright, so let me go ahead and clip these off. And we're going to get our gnomes on here. And then I can, from there, all I'm doing is just coming and trimming, right? I might could have torn it off, but I didn't want to do that. Alright, so I got my spiders. Let's get these guys on here. And then I'm going to stick the trees in behind them. And then we'll get a cinnamon on here. The cinnamon I had for this one was, oh, it's just going to be Boo, right? And then we'll do Happy Halloween on the inside. So we can crowd these guys together as much as we want, or not, right? And I'm just going to put them up on dimensionals. And then I had these little pumpkins. I'm not sure we're going to have room for the pumpkins. So, let's say you said you're concerned about the height and you want to do something different. Okay. The only other height you'd have to be able to get this in an envelope, right? It's got to be, you could do it the other way. We could turn it sideways like we did the other one. You could do a little bit longer. You could do one that would go in a slimline envelope, but it's not going to be as tall as this, right? So, I mean, those are some things you have to keep in mind. And actually, I do have black. I do have this in black, so I could have done my dimensionals in black, which I did do that at the retreat. It was just fun and different, right? Actually, I got them originally for some people that I know that really like the color black. It's up to them. They wear, and I would have to say, they would wear black all the time if they could. I'm thinking they do that already, right? So, that's right. They know I'm talking about them. They can hear me. They can watch the replay. They know who they are. I don't have to name names because it's more than one person. They love to wear practically everything black if you let them. So there you go. They love Halloween too, right? You gotta watch out for those people that love Halloween because they like to wear, they could wear black all the time. Alright, and I'm just going to twist one up a little bit higher just because I can, right? Now, because I want more, right? I want more. I'm going to add in my trees. Alright? So I want people to really know that it's a tree. So I'm going to have to at least add part of the woodsy part, right? Okay, so we're just going to trim this down is all we're going to do. And I'm just going to trim around this twiggy part right here. Make it on the twiggy side. I don't know if that'll hang tough in there or not, but we'll see. And we're just going to add a little glue on the back, right? So we're taking a little longer, but I have to tell you, the children are worth it. Okay? The children are worth it. You are worth it. If you are worth it, and I would do it for you, then the children are most definitely worth it, because I love children. Always have. Always will. Because they're a blessing. Children are a blessing. You know what? And I don't know if that's going to look too good down there, but we're just going to stick some more twigs up here. Let's see which is the twiggiest for us. What is the twiggiest for us? Oh, this will go great up here. Alright, so I can easily add something like this up here. It can go over like that. Like that. And we're just going to, like I said today, really and truly, it's about assembly, right? Assembling the gnomes, assembling anything else. And the truth of the matter is, we can come back and we can trim off anything we don't want or feel is unnecessary, right? So the main thing right now is I just want to get it on here. I'm going to get those trees on here. So you can see the trees. And we can add some more trees. And, you know, I can even add, I'm debating right down here. You can tell me what you think. I know Jennifer's out there, whether we should add some, maybe some black at the bottom here. Since we weren't able to do our full woods, I could add the green. I'm not sure I want the green. We could do maybe purple down at the bottom here. Add some washi tape. Orange, I don't know. I don't have anything. Well, I do have orange in that. So we could do orange at the bottom too if we wanted to, just to give it a little extra something. So we will leave that to whoever's watching to give us their 2 cents, what they think, and what they would like. And meanwhile, I'm just going to keep on adding some tree branches up here, right? Let's see how we can do that up here. Yep, we're just going to do that there. Just add some tree branches. So like purple. Wow, I am duly impressed. Alright, purple it is. You know, if you're out there too, if there's something that you like to see, you don't keep it simple or step it up. Like somebody said they'd like to see me do, which I'm going to do on Friday. Do if they want me to do the bundles and the stamp sets and show me how that all works. They would like to, you know, really see it be done with all the different sets. So we're going to do that. We're going to do one Friday. We'll start with the gnomes, since we're working on the gnomes. And let me find the edge here. So you just have to sort of find it, right? It's slightly elevated. It's like any other tape. And there it is. You just sort of have to feel for it. Alright, purple it is. Well, I'll be interested to know which kid gets this one. And you know what? With the washi tape, if you want to do 2 rows, you okay? I got your input, and I'm doing the washi tape in purple. So, would it be okay with you if I did 2 rows of purple, so it just looked like the whole ground was purple and sparkly? Would you be okay with that? I mean, I am. I'm all about sparkle, so I can do sparkle all day long. So what do you think, Jennifer? You okay with a sparkle down there twice? Give it some extra sparkle layer down there at the bottom. Let's see what she says. So this is what it would look like. If I did 2 layers of purple, this is what it would look like. Oh yeah. So what do you think? What do you think about that 2 layers of purple? Just give them the whole ground cover purple. You okay with that, Jennifer? I don't know if I got anybody else out there for a comment. Let's see. We'll see what she says. Meanwhile, I'll just forge on with my spiders and my woods here. Give me my woodsy look. And give it the whole woodsy look. Right? Because I can put it down here. And put it right here on the edge. Oh, she thinks just one. Okay. Alright. Man, I was ready to go purple all over. Well, you know, if you have a different opinion of hers, then you can let me know that too. Because that's alright. We all... You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tuck this under the purple. Just so it looks like, you know, the 2 are like working there together. I'm going to put my tree right there on the edge. And I'm just going to put my tape right over it. Okay? So, you know it. I know it. Anybody that's watching knows it. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to add maybe one more right here. If I flipped it over, I could do it on the edge. And that'll be okay too. So let's do that. So I like having a couple of them on the edge. Now just give it like a finishing touch. And then I can trim it off. And nobody knows if that's just one big continuous tree or not, right? And I'm just going to trim it off right here, and I can put the purple right over it just like I did the other end. Just give it a nice little finish. And then all we're going to do, that nice little finish right there. Okay, yep. Alright. And the nice thing about the washi tape is you can just cut it off there, so I don't have to tuck it anywhere. I don't have to tuck it inside. So then all we're going to do to finish it off is just going to take it, open the card up. It's just as easy. Oops, left my stamp spot over there. The one in Stamp Boo. Alright, so all we're going to do is take it over like this. I'm going to open the cardstock up. And first I can do this one here, right? So we're going to take it across the top here. And we're going to do it here. I don't want the card to come off. Okay, and we'll do it here. And then we'll do it here. And then you'll see what we have. And there we go. We got our gnomes looking really cute. Got a little purple there to make it look nice and a little bit cheerful. And then we have them nice and colored. And we got the spiders. So the only thing that we're missing is the boo. Boo, boo, boo. I don't have black, but that's okay. I'm just going to stamp boo, right? That's all I need is the word boo. Because that's the kids that think that's just so funny. And for you that don't know it, we have like we have 155 kids that trick or treat in our neighborhood by our house every single year. Except for COVID. I'll put this down here. And you know the other thing I think would be super cute too is to take this, make like a little yard, think of yard signs, because people do these little yard signs and you know they sort of just stick it up on a little stick. Why not, right? Okay, I got enough black scraps right here. We could do something. Let's see what we can do here. Because I can't get in between the gnomes, so I would have had to stamp boo all over the place earlier back behind there, and I didn't. Okay, so if we just took this, added it to this right here, which again, is just scraps, right? It's just leftover scraps that I got here. And here's my little boo. Kids don't care. They just think it's funny, right? It's all about it's funny. So we can just add some little boos. So I'm just going to add a little boo here. And then I can add another little boo over here. We'll just make like little yard signs. And I could just as easily do it with the washi tape, right? Because we sit there and did the washi tape with the spiders coming down, so I could do it with washi tape. But you know, I always think it's fun to show you how you can just take little bitty scraps. Because basically when we made the turkeys over the weekend, we basically just took scraps from when we did the just punching out the stuff to make the turkeys. There's just these tiny sliver scraps that we used. And see, we can just do little boo signs. Alright, so to make it even, we just need one more. And everybody has their own little boo. Let's see if I can say that right. Boo sign. Boo. Alright, so this little scrap might be a little bit thicker, but that's okay. Right? It's all about using the scraps. I don't have to go and invent anything for you. You don't have to go invent anything if you want. Right? Because that's the one thing about trick-or-treating, Halloween, and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, people just do all kind of things. I could just as easily leave that on there too, but I don't want to. Alright, so everybody has their own little boo sign. So there you go. Alright, so we went a little bit longer today, but like I told you, we had assembly. Assembly was required today. So let's go take a look at what we created. This is the third one we created, which had a lot of assembly here, right? A lot of assembly there. Here was the second card. In fact, I'll trim this off too. Here's the second card that we had assembly, right? Oop, I didn't put that one down. Okay, it's okay. You don't have to yet. It was just way too long. I can put it down in a minute. Put it down in the middle. It doesn't matter. Here was the second one we created. And then here was a simple one we created. Simply, this was die cut out. We just stamped this, trimmed it with scissors, and put a little bling. Here, the second one, we added some ribbon. We set it there embossed. This was all die cut out. We had to assemble the gnome. Some little rocks on here, and we did that there. And last but not least, the one where we really stepped it up and had to add. And it's simple, right? So, I hope you enjoyed that, right? Because for me, it's all about having fun, right? And we're doing it for the children. And so if you want to join in, let me know. Just message me and we'll get back to you and we'll get to the details. So if you enjoyed it, please be sure to share us, not only on Facebook, but check us out on YouTube. You can watch the replay as much as you want, whenever you want. It's a nice thing about YouTube. It's there 24/7. And also we're on Instagram and Pinterest if you want to check out the photos again over there as well too. So be sure to tell your friends, like I said, and share. Be blessed, and remember that it's all about creating, sharing, and giving, and that's exactly what we're doing here. All right, so look forward to seeing you Friday on Friday Features, and next week on Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.